Hello, fellow weirdlings, Chandler Baker here, and I'm kind of nervous about today's video because I am going to tell the truth about some things. I'm going to make some confessions. I am going to embarrass myself, which I guess is like pretty much every video I do, except I am giving you fair warning this time. The thing is that I have a theory in life that if you guys have watched some of these videos or know me, you've probably heard, which is there is a reader lurking inside everyone. I get so sad when people tell me that they aren't readers. And I feel that people say they're not readers because they aren't reading the right books. And when I say not the right books, I don't mean like capital R, capital B, right books, like big, important books. I don't mean books that I like. I mean, they're not reading books that speak to them. I say this because the exact same people will tear through a book when they're given, say, Gone Girl, or 50 Shades of Grey, or Hunger Games. Whatever book they really love, they will tear through it and they'll have so much fun. But those same books might be books that they're self-conscious about reading, or they're a little embarrassed about. I've had the opportunity recently to interview a bunch of teens, and each interview I ask teens, what are you reading? What are you enjoying right now? And the response always goes something like, I enjoy reading big, pretentious adult book, but I also like some stupid stuff like insert YA book that I don't think is at all stupid. And again, this makes me sad because I feel like we stop reading as adults because we think that we should be reading certain books, or that we shouldn't be wasting our time with certain other books. So I am going to do my part by making some embarrassing book-related confessions and sort of clearing the air. And I hope you guys don't leave me hanging or make me feel like a moron in the comments, and that you guys will share yours as well. Number one, I have never read Catcher in the Rye. Never read it. Here's what I know about Catcher in the Rye. It's by J.D. Salinger. I think this was J.D. Salinger's only book, or at least it was his only published book. I once watched a whole documentary about J.D. Salinger and pretended that I'd read Catcher in the Rye just so I wouldn't look stupid. Other things I know, it's about a guy named Holden Caulfield. I know this because when someone makes a cultural reference to Holden Caulfield, you're supposed to look at them and like nod and be like, oh yeah, Holden Caulfield, that guy, yeah. From context clues, I think that Holden Caulfield's like kind of young. Maybe a teenager, I don't know. I think he's a bit of a curmudgeon. I might be mixing metaphors with zombies here, but I think he's kind of like anti-consumerism, perhaps. I think he would have hated Target, which perhaps is why I could never get on board with Holden. The other important thing I know about Catcher in the Rye is that it's not the same book as Of Mice and Men, and that as far as I can tell, it has nothing to do with California. 2, I don't reread books. Like ever. In the nerd community and in the book community, that can really hurt your street cred. And I used to pretend like I reread books all the time, but I don't. Here are the books that I've reread. In 3rd grade, I reread The Hobbit 12 times. 12 times. I don't know why my parents didn't get concerned that I had some sort of like OCD tendencies, but thankfully I graduated to the Lord of the Rings trilogy eventually, which I've read a grand total of once. I have also read Harry Potter's 6 and 7 twice, and I don't know that I'm that excited about that. I mean, I have a hard time getting on board when I already know what happened. I don't see the point. And this probably doesn't make sense because I can't remember what happened in a lot of books I've written, but there you go. I'm just not gonna read a book twice. Sue me. 3, I don't know who Salman Rushdie is. I think he's a writer. I was watching Seinfeld the other day, and there was an episode where Kramer thought he recognized Salman Rushdie at his gym, and I was like, I think that's a writer. Or it could be a psychologist. I'm not confident in the answer, but he's one of those. And is Salman Rushdie like so well known that people are recognizing him on the streets? Like, does Salman Rushdie have paparazzi running after him? I had to confirm that Salman Rushdie is still alive. He is. I just Googled it, just so you know. Still didn't learn what he wrote. Think he's British. Maybe. 4, I don't know how to use commas. I consider myself a really big reader, and yet I still don't know how to use commas. I learn this every time anyone edits anything I've ever written. And the thing is, I'm very confident in my comma usage. I'm very methodical because I use them incorrectly the exact same way every time. And I think the underlying theme in my comma usage is that I love them. Like, I love pausing in sentences. If there is momentum in a sentence, like, let me stick a comma in it. I'm gonna stop it. That's my theory on commas. Number 5, I don't finish series. I know, that's really bad. I think I started 5 series in the last 12 months and I didn't make it to book 2 in any of them. It's not that I didn't like the books. I did. They're great books. It just doesn't bother me that I didn't finish them. It's like having a messy car to me or leaving my clothes on the floor. It's just, I don't care. It bothers some other people, but me, I'm good with it. I have some series I love. Of course, I've finished Harry Potter, guys. Do not stone me. I've finished Harry Potter, I've finished Lord of the Rings, I've finished Hunger Games. I think that hits some of the high notes there. This is the only single confession that I actually maybe want to do something about this year. Those are my book confessions. I am challenging you guys to share your book confessions in the comments. Are you like me? Are you totally anti-book snobbery, or do you disagree and think that there's a place for book snobs in our life? Let me know, and make sure you guys give this a big thumbs up below the video. Share it with your friends. I hear it's good for your skin. And if you haven't subscribed yet, why not? You can check out all the other weird girls talking about cosplay and video games and comic books and so much more. So that's it. The end.